Bryan Mbeumo is Manchester United's newest star.
Penalty area, Bryan Mbeumo with the chance and scores for Manchester United!
He's been playing with so much confidence, like he's been a part of the team for years.
Entonces se está formando todo un grupo muy lindo, llegaron muy bien, lo recibimos bien y yo creo que se adaptaron muy bien.
What makes it even crazier is that United actually pulled this off. So many clubs wanted him, but he chose Old Trafford.
Seeing what he had done last season, last few seasons, with the amount of goals he scores and the quality he has, like to bring him here was always excited to see that.
That says a lot about the pull United still have and about how much Mbeumo believes in this project.
Some of these players, their dreams to play for Manchester United because Spurs make sense more for Mbeumo. Champions League football.
You're in London, you don't need to move.
Old manager Thomas Frank's there.
Yeah.
You're in London. It makes sense, but if they're Manchester United fans and if their dream to play for Manchester United, it shows that Manchester United still got that pull.
This isn't just another signing, it feels like the start of something special.
How does it feel? You can see the smile on your face.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be there.
Mbeumo has always been a proven Premier League player.
The second thing is I do like, on paper, the signings of Cunha and Mbeumo. Why do I like them? A couple of reasons. Well, three actually. One is that they've got Premier League experience. One is that they look more like Manchester United styles of players with a bit more pace and power and the ability to have that sort of physicality to be able to get from box to box quickly.
He has been quietly doing really well in England for years, but because he played for Brentford before, nobody cared.
And I think that tells a story when somebody from Brentford is Manchester United's best signing to date. I think that kind of tells you a story of the kind of quality that they have signed, that they have signed so far.
Frank, is this the best signing that they've made?
Oh yes, for me definitely.
Or maybe it's because he's bolder than Humpty Dumpty. He's in his mid-20s but looks like he's pushing 35. If he had like a mohawk and did stepovers, maybe he would have gotten more respect. I have to look at external reasons for why he has been underappreciated because on the pitch, he has been really good. 2025 was his best season, but he has been cooking for a while. He moved to England in August of 2019, joining Brentford from Troyes. Now, people around Brentford were hyped because the transfer fee that was paid for him was a club record £5.8 million. And those who were super into French football probably also knew him because he had scored 11 goals for Troyes and he had stood out as a teenager at the under-19 level. But for the majority of people, Mbeumo was a nobody. He was just some random player who had gone from the second division of French football to the second division of English football. Because remember, Brentford were in the championship during this time. The Bees saw something special in him though. He had pace, he could dribble, and had a very powerful shot on his left foot. They felt that he could greatly help the team, and they were right. He hit the ground running. In his first season in the championship, he scored 15 goals in 42 games. A very good return for someone so young, playing in a new country and new league. Week after week, he showed his talent. Sometimes it was a calm finish after a fast break. Other times there was a rocket into the net from a tight angle. He could score with power. He could score with finesse. There was a lot of variety in his finishes. Brentford finished third that year and made it to the playoff final. They came up short against Fulham, but Mbeumo had shown what he could do. It's why he was nominated for the EFL Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year at the 2020 London Football Awards. The next season, he scored 8 goals and provided 13 assists, continuing to be a key player in Brentford's attack. The team got stronger as a whole, and Mbeumo's chemistry with his teammates improved. Thanks to his quick runs and dribbling, Brentford pushed again for promotion, except this time they actually did it. In May of 2021, Brentford beat Swansea in the playoff final at Wembley. Mbeumo had played a huge part in that journey. It's why he was nominated for the EFL Player of the Year again in just 2 years. He had scored 23 goals across all competitions and helped take Brentford to the Premier League for the first time in over 70 years. For the fans, he was no longer just a young talent. He was a hero. And now, he was about to test himself on the biggest stage in English football, the Premier League. As usual though, he was ready for the challenge. And in his first season in the first division of English football, he hit the ground running. He played in 38 games in all competitions and scored 8 goals and provided 7 assists. Pretty solid numbers, especially for a player on a team that had just been promoted. But the numbers actually don't even tell the full story. Mbeumo also hit the post or crossbar 7 times that season, the most in the league. That's how close close he came to scoring even more. Just a few inches here or there, and he could have had 15 goals. See, I told you guys an inch is big. It showed that he was always a threat, because he was always getting into the right positions, always testing the keeper. His manager, Thomas Frank, had even noticed the work that he was putting in. And it was true. Mbeumo wasn't just scoring goals, he was helping the team with his pace, pressing when they didn't have the ball, great runs in behind when they were in possession. Even though it was his first Premier League season, he looked like he belonged. In the 2022-2023 season, Mbeumo took another step forward. He scored 9 goals in the Premier League, playing a big part in helping Brentford finish safely in the middle of the table. In total, he made 39 appearances in all competitions, showing that he was now a regular and reliable part of the team. But that season wasn't just about the goals. It was a season that showed just how flexible Mbeumo could be. During preseason, Brentford tested out a new system with wingbacks, a 3-4-3, and at times Mbeumo was being used as one of the wingbacks. It wasn't an easy job. It requires a lot of running, both with and without the ball, but he handled it well, proving that he could help the team no matter the role. Still though, most of his best work came from his usual spot on the right wing, where he could cut in on a strong left foot and create danger. He was a constant threat because not only was he fast, but he could actually dribble. Combine that with his rocket of a shot, and you really couldn't give him much space. Thomas Frank had seen his growth and acknowledged that Mbeumo had been working very hard, especially on his finishing. And on the pitch it was showing. He was no longer just this promising youngster that came from France. He was now one of Brentford's most important players. Now of course he was still underrated because when Brentford played well, it was usually Tony that got all the headlines. But all of that changed in the match against Spurs. No Tony, so Mbeumo played up front by himself in a 4-3-3, and he actually got a brace against Spurs. He had stepped out of Tony's shadow and made a name for himself. And ever since that season, the Cameroonian forward only got better and better. In the 2024 season, he continued to play on the right wing in a front three, this time linking up with Wissa. And right from the beginning, he was on fire. He scored 5 goals just in the first few games of the Premier League. He was even nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month. Unfortunately though, his momentum got halted by an ankle injury in December of 2023. He had to have surgery and missed out on about 3 months of football. It was a tough period, but he didn't let it stop him, because even with that injury, he still managed to finish the season with 9 goals in just 27 games. Almost a goal every 3 matches. That's right, I can do quick math. And this is actually quite impressive when you realize that again, he plays for Brentford. They're not a bad team, but they're not some sort of elite level team. There's not a ton of creators to make chances for him. So the fact that he had that kind of form, despite an injury, showed how reliable he had become. He was now a player who knew how to make an impact no matter the situation. In the 2025 season, we saw the damage that a fully fit version of him could do. 20 goals in the Premier League with 8 assists. Just a dominant season all around. Because again, keep in mind, Brentford finished 10th. They are a very good mid-table side that are always tough to play against, but they are not a team that are creating loads of chances. Look at how much Mbeumo contributed to his team's expected goals and expected assists. This means that whenever he was on the pitch, he increased the chance of a goal or assist for Brentford. It's a statistical way of showing his impact for those who haven't watched him play. Because when you look deeply at this chart, you have the top strikers in the top left. These are the guys that increase the likelihood of goals for you. Players like Haaland, Isak, Wood. Then on the bottom right, you have the midfielders who account for the bulk of their team's expected assists. Guys like Bruno Fernandes. Now look at where Mbeumo is. He's towards the top for both categories. That's how good he is. He gives you goals like a top end striker, but he also creates like an elite level attacking midfielder. Now look at the difference in between his expected goals and actual goal. What this means is that based on the chances that he found himself in, he should have only had 7 to 8 goals. Instead, he got like double that. It's why he was nominated for Player of the Month in 3 separate months. Now, some of you might be looking at him outperforming his expected goals and be saying to yourself that maybe he had a purple patch in front of goal. After all, before that season, he was regularly getting only 9 goals a season. But to me, that stat just shows that he's a lethal finisher and that he consistently gets into high quality scoring positions. Anybody that can score 20 goals for a team like Brentford is a good player in front of goal. Heck, even 9 goals a season for 3 seasons in a row is impressive. Now, I'm not saying he will get 20 goals again, but it's clear he has the quality to cause a lot of damage. Cause look at the variety of goals he has scored. I've seen this guy score volleys.
God, who tries to set Mbeumo away. Mbeumo tried to pounce.
Finesse shots.
It's Mbeumo.
Near post bangers.
But Mbeumo goes on himself.
I even saw him turn a cross into a goal against Ipswich.
And it goes from Mbeumo.
Now at United, he has continued being a beast. This is a player that can fit whatever style of football Amorim wants to play. He is versatile, incredibly efficient in front of goal, and he's got a great motor. Both with and without the ball, he runs non-stop, which is essential now in the modern game. You want everyone from your attackers to your fullbacks being able to defend and press. Because he's left-footed and plays on the right side, he's the perfect winger for Amorim. He was made for that right-sided number 10 role, right in behind the striker. He used to play there for Brentford running off of Tony back when Thomas Frank used a 4-3-3. And now he's doing the same thing, playing off Šeško or Cunha, whoever's up front. There are not many players better than Mbeumo in that right half space. You can see that he's the most dangerous cutting in from the right hand side. That's where he got the bulk of his goals and assists. Although keep in mind, he can use his right foot just fine. In the 2025 season, Mbeumo showed that he could carry the ball forward really well, and he was punishing defenders in a variety of ways. Sometimes he would cut inside towards the goal, but he could also beat you going down the line. His versatility means that Amorim can play him out wide or even in more central areas. I mean, he can even play as a wing back if he has to. This flexibility gives Amorim more choices, more ways to punish teams. He can help the team attack in a variety of ways, so they don't have to rely on the same passages of play in the final third. A quick look at this graphic from The Athletic shows you just how many different ways Mbeumo destroys people on the right wing. He is a massive upgrade over guys like Garnacho, Mason Mount, or even Bruno when he's playing in that number 10 role. Seriously, going from watching Garnacho and Højlund in front of goal to Mbeumo, it's gonna be like watching witchcraft for some United fans. Besides Ahmad, United do not have any fast and skillful wingers, let alone one that can also finish. I mean, thankfully they have Cunha now, but before him they literally had one guy. Technically, somebody who could do it all was Rashford, but Amorim clearly felt that the Englishman doesn't work hard enough without the ball, so there's no chance that he comes back. Same thing with Jadon Sancho. Well, that's not an issue with Mbeumo, because one of his biggest strengths is his work rate. He runs non-stop, he presses the defenders, and he always helps his team. Whenever his team is out of possession, he tries to eliminate the more obvious passing lanes and disrupt the opponent as they look to build from the back. With players like Bruno and Cunha feeding him, he should be able to get more. He isn't a project like Højlund. He isn't a false nine-esque player or whatever you want to call Xerxes. This is a guy who's very fast and he puts the ball in the net. He gets from point A to B very quickly. I mean, Mbeumo and Cunha both were on teams that finished above United, so in some ways technically they're downgrading, but that's the pull that United have. Everybody knows that no matter where they finish in the league, they're still easily one of the biggest clubs in world football. This is a player who helps get you results. This is one of those signings that might not be super flashy, but on the pitch he performs. The fact that United were still able to get Mbeumo despite how bad of a season they had shows just how much pull they still have. This is a club that was becoming known for being a graveyard for careers for both managers and players. Yet as you can see, there are still people who want to join the Red Devils. Mbeumo could have easily gone to Newcastle and been their starting right winger. He could have gone to Arsenal, but he clearly believes in Amorim's project, and you can see why. The man is playing at a very high level. To see how good the rest of the team around Mbeumo is, you gotta check out this video right here.